Okay, so funny story. Krystal and I just did our first episode and it was great and we weren't recording. So we're doing it again. Oh, I forgot we were on the phone. Okay, so we're doing it again right now. So here we are.
We are back, people.
Although you didn't hear us the first time. Okay. So welcome to the Health Babes podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for joining.
We are going to start just kind of introducing ourselves. So I'm Dr. Becky Campbell. I am a doctor of natural medicine and a chiropractic physician. And I started in functional medicine because I was in chiropractic school and I was very sick and I did not know why. And I was basically being sent from doctor to doctor to doctor. And the end result was they wanted to put me on depression medication. So, which is the story that we hear so often. And I knew that that wasn't what was needed. So I kept looking and I actually found a functional medicine, I think it was called holistic medicine practice. And they did stool testing and looked at my hormones and my cortisol, which is, an adrenal hormone that's related to stress, and looked at my diet and all the things that the other doctors weren't doing. So they found out I had hypothyroidism. They found out I had candida in my gut, which is a yeast overgrowth. I had parasites, I had bacteria. I had extremely high cortisol, so my stress levels were very high. Mm-hmm. And I actually had gained about 30 pounds really quickly. And I was thin besides that time.
Yes.
I never had an issue. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of a really big sign for me that something was really off. Besides the brain fog, I had gained a bunch of weight and I had, my hair was falling out in clumps. So I kind of, the little bit I knew about hormones at the time, I thought maybe it was that.
Yeah.
So I did get a diagnosis and I got a treatment plan with supplements and diet, and it really helped me. Mm-hmm. And then, fast forward a couple of years later, I did have some kind of other symptoms. I felt a lot better, but I had issues where I would eat certain foods and I would get a migraine like immediately, or I would get these crawling sensations on my scalp and just felt really off.
I remember when you started going through that too.
And I was getting MRIs and thinking I'm like a brain tumor and all that. And it was histamine. So I learned later about histamine intolerance and mast cell activation syndrome and, found out that I had that. And started really digging in and learning more about that. And then decided that I did not want to do chiropractic. I wanted to do functional medicine. So got my doctorate in natural medicine and, started a practice and had 2 practices at one time, and eventually went into virtual practicing, which we were
so awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And have been doing this for, I don't know, 8 years, maybe at this point.
Yeah.
And so then I started writing books and trying to help people who I knew couldn't necessarily work with someone. So, so that's kind of where I am now. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to start this podcast is, again, we know that not everybody can work with a functional medicine practitioner. So we wanted to be able to give you guys information that is free and that hopefully teach you something or ring a bell to teach you to look into something that may be going on with you. So why don't you kind of tell us your story?
Yeah, just like Becky, I'm also a chiropractic physician. But I decided, after kids and especially with, even my health, of course, a lot of practitioners, especially when they get into functional medicine, they usually go through their own health, imbalances. And so they really want to get to the bottom of it. And that's what happened with me, really. And that's why I dove into functional medicine. So I contacted Becky, actually. This is when you first had I think you had your brick and mortar practice. You weren't necessarily virtual yet. You were getting into virtual. Yeah. And I just remember after having kids, I was like, Becky, I don't feel right. My face, I had cystic acne and I never dealt with that before. I was gaining weight. I had insomnia. I felt like I was crawling out of my skin. I just felt like my personality was changing. And so I reached out to you and you're like, let's just do some testing. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so we dove in and I had estrogen dominance. My testosterone was through the roof. My DHEA was high. I was stressed. I wasn't sleeping with my kids, having babies like all moms those first couple years. So it was really hard and it was eye-opening. And that's when I decided, okay, I have to do this. I have to help people in this way. And then it's such a beautiful story because it led me and you to working together. And now I joined the practice and, I see patients virtually and it's an awesome story though. I wouldn't change anything for the world. And now we started this podcast to help even more people. So I'm really pumped, but that's really how I started.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing with functional medicine is I think that most practitioners have struggled. So, and that's what led us into learning about functional medicine, and it kind of gives us more empathy towards the people that we work with, and
it's true,
why we want to put out so much information regardless. So that's our goal here, is to teach you guys, to get you guys aware of things you might not be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about a lot of different topics on this podcast. I think that, my biggest audience is histamine intolerance and thyroid disease, but we deal with so much more than that in the practice. We look at how gut health impacts all sorts of things, how the hormones impact
stress.
We'll be talking about autoimmune disease, Lyme disease, you name it. We'll be talking about it. And not just that, but stress and exercise, and what is the right exercise for you, and all that, because and what is the right diet for you, because not everybody, responds the same to the same type of diet. So there is no one size fits all for that. And we're very well aware of that. And so we want to, just bring on experts in different areas that can teach you guys as much as possible. So we're excited about that.
Very excited.
So, okay. So Krystal and I, we're really good friends. Krystal and I talk all the time, and we're laughing probably 90% of the time. So we really wanted to do a podcast that was not only health related, which we just talked about, but was also fun. We want you guys to have fun, because it doesn't have to be so serious or sad or boring.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to try to make it fun for you guys. So you will hear lots of personal stories, and you will hear us laughing about silly stuff. And we're actually going to start with what's it called?
The rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Yeah.
Yes.
Rapid fire.
We wanted to do some rapid fire questions for you guys to get to know us more, because we just don't, you don't want to be boring. This is fun. We want this to be fun, right? Come on. We got to lighten up a little bit, lighten the load here. So we're going to do some rapid fire questions, and we pulled some of these up. And so we'll just kind of take turns asking these. Becky sent me some of these this morning, and we were dying laughing at some of them.
Did you see this one that says, is it wrong for vegetarians to eat animal crackers?
Oh, no. Oh, geez. Here we go.
Okay. Favorite holiday.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Favorite holiday.
Oh, that's tough. I love Thanksgiving, but I love Christmas. I mean, but Thanksgiving gets you in the mood for Christmas. You set up all your stuff.
You pre-game.
Yes, you pre-game for Christmas. Exactly. So what about you?
Christmas.
I know. Yeah, it's just fa la 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 la, right? Lifetime movies.
It's like more exciting because you get to buy them stuff, and
I know, especially the kids. You buy them everything you say you'll never will buy them.
I always hide a gift. I'm like, I get them like 3 or 4 things, and then I get them like a big gift. I pretend that I didn't get them anything else. And the great thing about them is they're so appreciative of like the little tiny things that they get. And I'm like, oh, I forgot one thing, and it's like an electric scooter, whatever, whatever.
Yes, the bigger,
and they love it, and I love their reaction. So that's
Christmas is definitely on the top of the list for sure. I mean, who doesn't love it? Okay. What Oh, this is a good one. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Healthier ice cream.
I don't really like ice cream.
You know, I don't either that much.
No, but
This question sucks.
I will tell you though, we found I think it's cashew milk. What was it? Snickerdoodle.
Oh yeah, I've tried that one.
That was good.
That
was really good.
Next level. I've tried that one. I know.
But otherwise, I'm not a sweets person. I would much rather.
I'm more of a crunch.
Yeah, crunch or something like if I could eat, whatever I wanted, I would probably eat like a sub every day.
Okay, like with like onions and tomatoes, all the meats.
Italian sub.
Yes.
Green foods.
Like the charcuterie board sub.
Yes, yes.
Yes. With salt and vinegar chips.
Yes, that's
right. Oh, I feel you on that one.
Okay. Favorite childhood TV show?
Oh, that's a good one. I loved Saved by the Bell growing up.
Did
I mean,
you?
who did? Yeah.
One.
I don't really remember. Like all the sitcoms, like Saved by the Bell. Is that Step by Step? Is that one? You don't remember. Okay. How about you, Beck?
Like 90210.
Okay. So you're talking like teenage years.
I guess.
Dawson's Creek.
Yes, I loved that. Felicity. Hello.
Felicity. Gilmore Girls. That was cute.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
I'm very good at keeping
Me too.
secrets. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. That's important to me.
Yeah, I think I'm a really good friend.
I think you are too, Beck. You're a really good friend. I just want to.
We did a virtual.
We did a virtual hug.
Okay. Oh, geez. Who has it easier, men or women?
Oh,
podcast episode.
We could do a whole one with that one. Well, I mean, women have to have the periods and the childbirth. So, I mean, there's that. But I think we both have it hard in our own ways, don't you think?
I think men have it easier.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, you just don't want to brag on men, but you guys
in certain areas, but I do think men have it easier. Not all men, but a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, you go.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had ground chicken, which is kind of like my staple. I'm not really I don't love like eggs and stuff. So I usually eat lunch twice or maybe 3 times. But I had ground chicken and I put cumin, garlic, onion, salt on it. And then I made a ciabatta cassava wrap with
Which are the best.
Oh,
they're so convenient.
Yes, I was watching Jennifer Gardner's Instagram one day and she had a gas stove and she threw it right on the gas stove and I was like, genius. So I have a gas stove, yes.
I know. And the ciabatta wraps are so convenient. They're easy. I mean, you can buy them in bulk. They're great. Yeah. Great company.
The Cocoa by Nuco wraps are really good too because those are shelf stable.
Yeah.
So you can kind of travel with those. But anyway, and then I put paleo mayo, which I always make and have ready to go because I'm a big condiments person. And some I think it was purple and green cabbage mixture on top.
Yeah.
What did you have?
I had sausage, so ground sausage, and then I had sweet potatoes. I think kale was in there, carrots, Brussels, just a nice little hash.
How long did that take you?
Oh, just 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Well, Chris, I had some left over, but usually like if we do a big thing, I'll make a bunch and make it for the week because who has time to do that? You have to prep if you're going to eat healthier, We know that even being histamine, low histamine
and you can freeze it. So that's I try to teach people with histamine intolerance, make your food and we get those silicone bags and put it in there and freeze it and then take it out the next morning let it thaw a little, and throw it right back on the pan and cook it up, and you're ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. The sweet potato hash was good. Okay. Oh, this is a good. What?
Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
I don't think I have, but maybe I have. Have you?
I've worn socks and like stuck my flip flops on, but like just to go to the car. I'm not like, out,
I don't know though. All these trends starting to come back. These styles. Do you see these like crop tops, the big baggy pants with the big old loafers?
Listen, I saw on Instagram, I think it was, or maybe it was a reel or something. Yeah. And this girl was saying, she's like, no one should wear low cut jeans. She's like, and they're coming back. And I am telling you that if you love your fellow women, do not let them wear low cut jeans, because everyone that wears low cut jeans has a muffin top. Everybody. And, yeah. And it's not right.
High-waisted all the way. Suck and tuck all that in, honey. Yeah, just give me all. Yeah. I know.
Totally.
Okay. There was a funny one on here. Oh, this is cute. First celebrity crush.
Oh, easy. Justin Timberlake.
What'd you say?
Going strong.
Wait, who did you say?
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, I know. Like, who doesn't love him?
Guy, girl.
Amazing. And I haven't seen that new movie that you were telling me about.
I saw it. Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
I need to see that. That's a tearjerker.
He's a good actor. That's the thing with him. He's a quadruple threat.
Oh my gosh! I forgot what show it was, but he did that. He was singing with Chris Stapleton. Did you see? That!
Are you kidding?
I was like
that all the time on YouTube.
When he sang with him, and that's what Chris Stapleton kind of came out.
He did a Strawberry Wine.
Yes.
And then they went to Drink You Away, Justin.
Yes.
You don't even want to know what I look like in the car.
But yeah, he's good. He's definitely good. I love Matthew McConaughey too, like as an actor. I think he's cool. Yeah. And what is that movie with the blonde, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Oh yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
Cute. Yeah.
And that's my boyfriend's celebrity crush. It's her. What is her name?
The blonde?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Yes.
Kate Hudson.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's great. I love her personality too. She's real.
Crush too.
Yeah, she's real. She's raw. She's a sweetheart. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is funny. Do you respect Kanye West?
I saw that one. I was like, I can show some love for Kanye. I have love for everybody. I'm not going to hate on him.
Oh, you know what it is? I feel for him. I think he's going through some stuff. So
absolutely. Everybody's gone through some stuff. I'm telling you what, if there's one thing that I've learned this year with everything is I don't like judgy Judgerson. So,
and empathy.
Yes. Empathy and just check yourself. Don't be so judgy.
Okay, so let's tell a story of how we got our name.
Yeah.
So
it's really cute, you guys.
We were trying to find a name. We were first thinking functional medicine had to be in the name, which we realized no, we're glad we didn't do that, but at first we thought of that. So our friend Christina Kerr from Castaway Kitchen, who also works with us, said, why don't you name it Let's Get Functional?
Yes.
And I'm thinking like, let's get physical. From like the 80s, which maybe some of you don't know what that is, but it's an old 80s song, and there's definitely leotards involved with that.
Definitely. So lots of leotards.
I was laughing, and I'm texting this to Krystal, and then I find a perfect GIF with Kristen Wiig doing like the dance with the leotard on. And she sends me back the GIF with the 4 guys, 3 or 4 guys, and the
you guys know what I'm talking about. The guys that's doing the, the 80
hard
aerobics.
leg warmers, and they are getting it. Like with the aerobics, they are really getting it. So we're dying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to get those for Dylan, who's my boyfriend, and Chris, who's her husband.
Yes.
We have to get those for them. And they need to like be.
And we're going to post it. And we're going to share it with y'all.
So we're dying. And so Dylan he goes upstairs, and I don't even notice because I'm just cracking with Krystal. Well, a couple days before this, Dylan and I were in my closet, and I have like a separate dresser, and I had a drawer with some Spanx in it. And he opens it, and I was like, oh, awesome. Because it's newer, a year into the relationship, so I still care about that stuff. But he was kind enough not to say anything.
We all got spanked.
So anyway, he comes downstairs as I'm texting Krystal, and Krystal and I are dying. We're crying, laughing, just like of all the visuals of what this would look like.
Yes.
And Dylan is in my Spanx.
Just rocking them.
Almost, it looked like a leotard. And I have a photo that I just might to be able to post if I can.
We might share the next person who like.
Yes, if we get enough reviews.
Exactly.
Happy. But anyway, and he looked at me dead serious, and he goes, is Chris ready? I was dying. So I took a picture and I sent it to Krystal, and she lost it. So we've been sending.
I love him. He's such a good sport. And really? Chris is usually too. Krystal's like, I'm going to give him a hard no, but I'm going to work on him. I'll work on him.
So we've been sending them Amazon leotards for men and begging them to buy them, and they won't yet. But we're not
exactly
giving up on this.
Yes, we're not. No, this is a team effort.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, maybe we'll get to share that with you guys. Anyway, we decided not to go with that name.
Yes,
because I don't think I could say it without cracking.
No, I mean, it's a cute name, but it's the first thing we thought about was just the aerobics, and it was just so funny.
So anyway, this is our intro episode.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted to introduce ourselves. We wanted to tell you guys what to expect. We will be posting once a week to start. Mm-hmm. We will have, follow us on Instagram at Health Babes Podcast. And you can follow our personal Instagram because we'll post it there too. It's at Dr. Becky Campbell and at Dr. Krystal Hohn. Mm-hmm. And we'll post different infographics for what we're asking for. So one is going to be like a topic, like libido. You can post your questions there, and we're going to answer about 3 questions per topic. And then we're going to have one called Spill It. And
I'm so excited for that.
We came up with this name because Krystal and I are so we just put it all out there. So we wanted you guys to really get to know us and feel like you could just ask us anything.
Anything, yes.
Spill It is going to be ask us anything, no matter what it is. And we will answer a couple questions from those posts. And then also we would love requests of who you'd like to see us interview. A lot of really amazing guests already being set up for interviews and interviewing currently, and we're going to release those soon. So
I'm really excited.
Any topics or specific people you'd like us to interview. So we definitely want you to let us know. We love feedback. Any type of feedback is great. And we really encourage you to leave reviews because the more reviews we have, the better guests we'll get on the show.
Right.
And the more people will, hear about this, and they can learn about the things that they're just not hearing from their regular doctor, and things that they're suffering with that we can shed some light on for them. Exactly. So, and we're also going to, since it's a kind of an annoying thing to leave a review, and we realize that, we really appreciate the effort of leaving reviews. We're going to give out 2 different items. We're going to pick 2 of the best reviews every week and give out, whether it's one of my books. I have a book on thyroid health. I have a book on histamine intolerance, or just like some swag.
Yeah.
So we'll be giving out stuff, and maybe even every once in a while consultation with us.
Yes.
So
yes.
We'll announce what it is, but so every week, leave reviews. We'll pick the 2 best reviews, and we will reward you for that. So that's it. So our first episode is going to be on histamine intolerance. I think our second episode is going to be on libido. We're just going to go from there. So
I know.
please follow us on Instagram, give us your feedback, tell us what you guys want. And we can't wait. We're so excited.
So excited.
For so long, and we're finally putting it into action.
I know.
So
Let me tell you a little story about Beck. So with this podcast too, I was like, Beck, we just have to do this. This happened in one day, mind you. I said, Beck, we just have to create a podcast together. And she goes, done. Let's do it. I'm posting it on my Instagram page. We're doing this. This is what I love about this woman. This thing happened overnight. And I'm just so thankful for you. I just love you so much. And I'm really, really excited.
Idea. I can't let it go. So
It's
I've
awesome.
been wanting to do this, but it had to be the right thing. It had to be the right person to do it with. And I didn't want to do it on my own. And so when Krystal joined our practice, it was like, this is time. So
It was perfect. Yes, exactly. Well, I'm excited.
yeah. And welcome, guys.
Yes, welcome.
We will talk to you on the next episode. And like we said, we love the feedback, and feel free to leave any feedback that you'd like us to know.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.